welcome into a live stream edition of The Butcher versus the Dance Instructor, presented by LB's Meat Market. I'm Neal McCready, joined as always by Greg Jones, LB's Meat Market. Greg joins us remotely from LB's, but we're live. And then Caroline McCready in studio in the Clark Ford Studios. Let's see, Caroline, pull. Just take yourself that way so people can see your face. Either way. Can you see on the screen where they can't see you?
Yeah, I can see it on my computer.
Yeah. So we get that worked out. That's Caroline McCready, home for Thanksgiving. She got home late yesterday, so we'll talk about everything going on. She's excited. She's like 45 minutes away as we record this, 55 minutes away, Greg, from the season finale of Dancing with the Stars.
Oh.
So a lot of people are excited about the college football ranking show that comes out in a little bit. Caroline, on the other hand, is focused on Dancing with the Stars. So we'll talk about
what's the Dancing with the Stars? Who's the final four?
There's
who's it down
5 this year. Well, there were 5 last year too. Is this sounding fine?
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay. There's Joey from The Bachelor last year, and then there's Steven. I forget his last name, but he was in the Olympics. And then there's Danny Amendola,
Former NFL wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's a girl named Chandler something. Chandler Kinney. She's like an actress. And then, the 5th, her name's Ilona. I can't remember her last name, but she's like the rugby player.
Okay.
So.
Hey, at least I know 1 out of the 5. I'm good. I mean, I was hoping I'd at least know 1 out of the 5.
Who do you know, Danny?
Yeah, I mean, definitely know Amendola.
Yeah, it's got to make sure you're talking into it too when you're talking from.
He's got good hands.
Yeah, he's a
good dancer.
He played for Patriots. Is that right? He played with Brady in them. Yeah.
I think was he the one that caught that like kind of weird catch? I think that was Edelman.
That was Julian Edelman.
Yeah, I get those guys mixed up.
I have 2 friends already in the chat. One of them is Sophia, who was on last week with us.
Hello, Sophia. Happy Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody as we record on a Tuesday. We normally record on Wednesday, but we're recording on Tuesday, so we'll get this. Well, it's already to you. It's in live stream form. I'll put it in audio form in a minute. We'll put it up. I got a big day of MPW digital programming coming to you tomorrow. A lot of stuff. So, but glad to knock this out today. So first, we're brought to you by LB's Meat Market, 2008. University Avenue in Oxford, right across the street from Kroger. Let Kroger be your landmark. And then head across the street to LB's. They got the freshest cuts of beef, pork, chicken, house-made sausages, seafood, the stuffed jalapenos that I love so much, the stuffed mushrooms. There's a lot there at LB's Meat Market, 2008, University Avenue in Oxford. You can text your order in 662-259-2999. Text Greg and the people at LB's. Tell them what you want, when you want to pick it up. You get 10% off just by texting 662-259-2999. You're going to get tired of turkey, probably tired of ham. After Thursday, you're going to say, hey, the football games are on. It's Egg Bowls on Friday, but on Saturday, you're going to want to watch the other games. Ole Miss will beat Mississippi State. And then you're going to hope, if you're an Ole Miss fan, you're going to hope for chaos. It's out of your control. It is what it is. But you can hope, and you can light your grill, light your smoker, see what's up, see what happens. Pour yourself a couple of cold ones. Maybe it works out. Maybe it doesn't. It's out of your control. But you can have some fun anyway. Highly recommend doing that at LB's. Get your get the meats that you want to put on your grill, on your smoker, and let the chips roll. You see what happens. You know, when you lose, it gets out of your control. And Ole Miss couldn't get it done in Gainesville. Greg, you got that one right. The one you wished you would get wrong, you got right.
Yeah. You know what was sad about it was I told my mom, I wasn't going to tell her who I took, and I ended up telling her, and she goes, "You did what?" And I was like, "Yes, ma'am." I was like, "I just feel like it's going to be a close game, Mom." And she goes, "Well, you're an idiot." And I go, "Well, Mom, I've been called a lot worse, but I just feel like, I feel like it's a field goal touchdown game." And she goes, "Well, I hope you're wrong." And I was like, "Well, I hope I'm wrong too, Mom." But I just have that gut feeling that it's just something that, and I was trying to get rid of the whammo moments. I thought that we were over that, but I felt like that was a whammo moment. Dropping for touchdowns, dropping stuff. I mean, that just felt like a demo.
Everything that kind of could go bad did. You know, I mean, they had some injuries. Trey Harris got hurt again. They had the muff punt was bad.
I mean, I think that quarterback threw like a couple passes. Like we had him in our like he was about to be sacked, and he threw a couple passes, and I'm like, okay, if this kid's playing like this, it's going to be a long day.
Well, you know, if you kept up with MPW Digital content last week, you knew from Pete Deweese, you knew that DJ Lagway was the deal. He was the real deal.
Well, you know, some of these freshmen, they don't know better. You know, they don't get in these moments to where they don't know better, and the talent comes through, and they just go out there and play. And obviously, that's kind of what happened last week.
Yeah, they had nothing to lose. They played loose. They played well. They've played well for a little while now. Other than the Texas game, they played well against Georgia. They played well against LSU. They played well against Ole Miss. They're a good team. The league's hard. It's one of the themes.
They've got to figure out. I mean, I'm no genius when it comes to this playoff, but I feel like they've got to kind of do kind of like the basketball, do a couple play-in games for those last two seeds. I don't know. Maybe that might be a bad idea or a good idea. I don't know. I just feel like a couple play-in games to get in those last two spots would be kind of fun for TV. I don't know.
All right, so you both went 7-6 last week. So nothing changed in terms of the standings.
I do not like this microphone. Hold on.
Is
that better at all?
Yeah, that's better. Just got to make sure you're talking into it. You got to be you got to bring it to your mouth. Basically, I almost eat mine as I talk to it.
Okay, got it.
Both 7-6 last week, so nothing's changed in terms of standings. Greg, you have a 1-game lead over Caroline going into week 14. So it's a hell of a contest. We've had blowouts in this contest before, not this year. You guys you're right there. So we had 10 games. We'll start with Friday, and we'll start right here in Oxford. It's the Egg Bowl, Mississippi State at 15th ranked Ole Miss. This game's at 2:30 on ABC. Greg, we'll let you go first. Mississippi State is a 25.5-point underdog.
Is there any opt-outs, or is everybody's playing and everybody are...
If there have been any opt-outs, they are not public, so there are no opt-outs that I'm aware of.
Man, that's a lot of points, and I feel like, you know, there's really not a rivalry anymore with everything. I don't know. I'll take... Oh, man, that's a lot of points. Okay, I'll take Ole Miss. I mean, let's just lay it on them. I mean, I know style points are out the window, but I mean,
style points are out. I mean, even if Ole Miss beats them by 70 points, Mississippi State is so bad from a record standpoint that it does nothing for you. I mean, Ole Miss's path to the playoff, guys, is simple. It's beat Mississippi State, and then you've got to get chaos. You've got to have Auburn beat Alabama, Vanderbilt beat Tennessee, USC beat Notre Dame. All of these things don't have to happen, but you need a few of them to happen. Georgia losing to Georgia Tech, chaos in the ACC schools. South Carolina beats Clemson. I mean, you need a lot of that. You don't have to have it all. It doesn't have to be a clean sweep, but like you could really use a Purdue win over Indiana. It's not going to happen, but you could use one. Stuff like
for sure.
That. If you got a bunch of that, you'd slip in. If you don't, you won't.
Yeah, like I said, I knew, like, when you control your own destiny and you know what you need is in front of you, I kind of felt, something was going to happen. And I guess the Gainesville just kind of slipped up on them.
All right, Caroline, Greg is going to take Ole Miss and lay 25.5 against the Bulldogs.
I'm going to take Ole Miss, too, I think. That is a lot of points, but Mississippi State is bad.
They're bad. They're defensively, they're really bad. I kind of look for Ole Miss to take out some frustration. I tend to agree with both of you, although I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that many points. All right, later on Friday, it's the Georgia Tech game, 6:30 on ABC. It's in Athens, Caroline, and Georgia Tech is a 19-point underdog.
I'm going to go with Georgia.
Just laying points tonight. All right, Greg, she's going to take the Bulldogs and lay the 19.
Well, if we need chaos, it might as well start in Athens. So we'll take some points and maybe a close game. But Georgia Tech's been playing pretty decent. I mean,
Yeah.
just it's hard to tell with these games. It just I don't know. I'm hoping for a close game, so I'm going to take Georgia Tech and pray for chaos.
I mean, a lot of people, their strategy on rivalry games is that because of the rivalry, everyone's going to play hard, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how much that plays into the current mode of college football with so many transfer portal guys and stuff. So you just never know. All right, we go to Saturday, Greg. It's Tennessee. The 7th-ranked Vols just need a win at Vanderbilt. It's an 11 a.m. game on ABC. By the way, Taylor McGregor, the sideline reporter for ESPN, I interviewed her earlier today. This will be on MPW Digital Extra. She will be on the sidelines in Nashville for the Vols and the Commodores. She will be covering a game, Greg, in which Tennessee is an 11-point favorite.
I'm gonna take Vanderbilt. I think they're the most team that has the most heart, and they at least. I mean, I don't know if they have talent, but they at least play as a team, and they didn't go away in Baton Rouge. They weren't scared of it, but just kind of came up a little short end of the stick last weekend. But hopefully they can pull off an upset. I think if anybody could do it, that Pavia could probably do it.
All right, Caroline. Greg's going to take the Commodores, get his 11 points at home. Greg is cheering for chaos today.
I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Vanderbilt.
Really?
Yeah. I like Vanderbilt, and I always cheer for them.
You both had Vanderbilt covering against LSU, and they did. So you both got that one right last week. It was a 9-point line. Vanderbilt lost by 7, so they covered the line. So you're both on that one. All right, Caroline, here's another test, a huge game. 16th-ranked South Carolina, one of the hottest teams in the country. They go to 12th-ranked Clemson. This game's at 11 a.m. on ESPN. The Gamecocks, Caroline, are a 3-point underdog in the upstate.
I'll go with Clemson.
Okay. Interesting. All right, Greg, she's going to take the Tigers, and she's going to lay the 3 against Shane Beamer and the Gamecocks.
I'm gonna take the Gamecocks. Just keep on going for the madness. I'm either going to go with the madness. I'm either going to, the madness isn't going to happen for me, or I'm just going to, go down with the madness.
Or you might get some of the madness. You just never know, right?
Yeah.
All right, Greg.
I think it's going to be a good game.
Speaking of madness, the game that should make Ole Miss people so mad is watching this. Kentucky went 1-7 in the SEC this year. 1-7. I probably don't have to tell people where the 1 came. The Cats are at home finishing up the season against Louisville. This game on SEC Network at 11 a.m. Greg, Kentucky's a 3-point underdog at home against the Cardinals.
Man, I don't think I can get Kentucky right at all this year. I had Texas last week, and they brought in some freshman quarterback. Kentucky did. I don't know. I mean, I can't. I got to go with Kentucky because I can't bleed red in the state of Kentucky. I bleed blue in Kentucky.
All right, Caroline, he's going to stubbornly stick with the Wildcats at home against Louisville.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Louisville. Always go the dance route, too. They have a good dance team.
They do.
So does Kentucky. But
this is one of those deals where both dance teams are significantly better than the football teams.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially Louisville.
So what they should do is
TV show about them.
They should put the football teams on the sideline, put the dance teams in the middle of the field, and let them duel it out.
Yep.
Yeah, dance off.
Mm-hmm.
Have a dance off, like Dancing with the Stars. It'd be fitting, right? This week, you can have an encore.
Yeah, just say, hey, our football teams are really not competitive this year, so we're going to change it up this year. We're going to bring all the teams out and not play the game, and then they're going to watch the dance off.
Okay, I like the idea. All right, the Iron Bowl. I think is it your turn, Caroline? The Iron Bowl in Tuscaloosa this year, 2:30 on ABC. It's Auburn versus 13th-ranked Alabama. Alabama coming off of a just demoralizing loss at Oklahoma that you guys got wrong. I got it wrong. Most of the country got it wrong. Everybody picked Alabama, and Oklahoma won by 21 points. Crazy. So, Caroline, Auburn coming in off a quadruple overtime win over Texas A&M as an 11.5-point underdog at Bryant-Denny.
I never will choose Auburn. I'm going with Alabama. Also, speaking of that game, I had an Uber driver on Saturday night who his front license plate was like an OU plate. So I asked him about it whenever I got in there, and he was so nice. He was so excited.
Was he fired up?
He was so excited.
Yeah, if you were an Oklahoma fan, that was amazing. I mean, they're 5-5 going into that game. Alabama comes to town. Place was just packed. And they responded. They blew out the Crimson Tide. I think it should be a disqualifying loss for Alabama, as bad as they looked. We'll see what the committee does tonight and on down the road. But must-win game for Alabama here, Greg. And Caroline's betting that the Tide will do it.
Has any other team stormed the field by only winning? I mean, having only one conference win, or something. I mean, that was was that just such a big game that they needed to storm the field, or?
I mean, I think it's one of those deals where it's two things. One, field storming has become very popular this year. Everyone's doing it. And two, that probably felt really like the first big SEC win for Oklahoma.
No, I was talking about Auburn. Making fun of Auburn.
Oh, well, I mean, it was the battle of the Colts. They got to say, hey, by one play, we're the better Colt. And whenever you are the better Colt, you celebrate against.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big game for Auburn. I mean, they're now. I mean, I guess they beat
I think I was watching some highlights, and they flipped to the Oklahoma highlight, and I literally saw Jalen Milrose throw a bubble screen to an Oklahoma player. Like it's almost they knew the play. It was just, I think I'd like to have been in Norman, Oklahoma Saturday night. I think that'd have been a fun time to be there.
All right, well, Greg,
I'm going to go Alabama. I'm going to take Alabama.
Okay, so you're going against chaos.
No, I mean, there's particular chaos I root for, and it's not the double styrofoam cup that's not involved in my chaos.
I understand. All right, we next go to Columbia, Missouri. It's Arkansas heading to face the 24th ranked Tigers. This game's at 2:30 on SEC Network, Greg. Arkansas coming off their win over Louisiana Tech. They're now bowl eligible. They look for win number 7 against the Tigers. Arkansas's a 3.5-point underdog.
Well, I finally got Missouri right last week for the first time in a hot minute.
Yeah.
And I don't think had gotten Arkansas.
You both had Missouri covering, and they did. You both had Arkansas covering, and they didn't quite cover.
No. I'm going to go Missouri.
All right. Okay, Caroline, it's your Razorbacks. They got to a bowl. Now they're going for win number 7 at Missouri. This is the SEC rivalry game that the SEC insists is a rivalry, but really
it's not
isn't.
At all.
Yeah. All right. Greg is going to take the Tigers and lay 3.5 to your Razorbacks.
I think I'm going to do the same thing.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Arkansas is a basketball school. They are watching basketball.
I did not watch one bit of the game on
Louisiana
Saturday.
Tech.
Nope. I sat on a couch. I got literally. I was laying on a couch, and I left at halftime.
How was the club thing? Was it cool?
It was fun.
Was it?
The only thing is the drinks are what you get at a concession stand.
Oh, okay.
And you pay $30 to sit up there.
Oh.
But it was a fun environment.
Oh.
Yeah. It was worth the one game, but
it was nice weather.
Yeah, it was.
You got good weather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was our last game, so it was fun to do that.
Did Louisiana Tech bring any people at all?
No.
Yeah.
The stands were the student section was half empty.
Yeah.
But it was Thanksgiving break. A lot of people went home.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right, Caroline, it's the Florida Gators, fresh off of breaking hearts in Baton Rouge and Oxford. They now go to Florida State to face the Seminoles. This game's at 6 on ESPN2. The suddenly red-hot Gators are a 14.5-point favorite.
I'll go with Florida. Maybe they'll have the adrenaline from last week.
They played really well last week. I got to give credit where credit's due. All right, Greg, she's going to take the Gators, lay the 14.5.
I'll take Florida too. I mean, Florida State's pretty bad.
Yeah, they're awful. They're 2-9. They've beaten California and Charleston Southern, and everybody else is beaten them. It's crazy.
I wonder if that Florida's FSU 3-2-1 guy ever pops back up.
I'm not sure I know that one.
He's the guy that said if Florida State loses Boston College, he'll eat dog poo poo.
Yeah,
And
I think he
everything, like they had a hurricane hit Tallahassee. They like just had the worst season. Like he felt like, so everybody's blaming that guy.
But you couldn't really expect him to eat dog poop.
Yeah, man, that's pretty tough.
Come on.
But maybe like do like Baby Ruth or something. Like maybe kind of maybe just try to.
Well, his mistake was from a karma standpoint. He should have come out and said that was stupid. And to punish myself, here's a $200 donation to a local humane society.
Perfect.
And then just tell people
he could adopt a dog. Adopt a dog.
Adopt a dog, right? And from the shelter, make a video of it, and then update people on how the dog's doing. That's what you should do.
And he could have probably got hooked up with Dave Portnoy and be like, "Hey, how's the dog doing?" Like, "Hey, actually, this has kind of been a blessing in disguise. Like, I've been, kind of depressed lately, and the dog has kind of turned my life around." So, I mean, that may have been a better story.
Greg, if this media thing doesn't work out for me and this butcher thing doesn't work out for you, we will just start like a media consultant business where we give people advice on how to, like crisis communication, stuff like that.
Look, I watched that Netflix on Mr. McMahon. Wow, that is.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
Wow.
On my short list of things I want to watch. All right.
Wow, it's pretty interesting.
All right, Greg, 2 games left. We go to Baton Rouge next. It's Oklahoma at LSU. The Sooners coming off that big win. LSU held on to beat Vanderbilt. This is at 6 o'clock on ESPN, and the Sooners, Greg, are a 6-point dog.
So what are they going to do with Oklahoma? Try to get a rivalry going with them? Or are they just going to try to do the rivalry with Texas and Texas A&M, like former Big 12 rivals?
Yeah, I sense that they're trying to turn this LSU-Oklahoma thing into a thing, and it's probably going to be...
Well, didn't they do that with Texas A&M and LSU like 2 or 3 years ago, and it kind of really fizzled out?
Well, it was intense, but Texas A&M, Texas is bigger. I mean,
I think the Arkansas and Texas A&M is kind of pretty big. Yeah.
It's pretty big, and Arkansas, Texas is big, but you can't. I mean, you can't put everybody on the last weekend, so you got to figure it out. They're rolling.
Yeah.
I
think it's cool. I mean, like it's just. I mean, I would think that Oklahoma and Arkansas would be a good little rivalry, like within the. Weren't they the original Big Six or Pacs, or what was it, the Southwest Conference?
Yeah, Oklahoma, Arkansas makes a lot more sense as a rivalry game than Arkansas, Missouri. But there is no natural rival for Missouri in the SEC. They don't have one.
Yeah, maybe they can get a good rivalry going with Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt needs a friend.
Yeah, there you go, a Missouri Vanderbilt rivalry.
They're both yellow. They're both black. Kind of. Gold. I mean, they're both kind of fighting over the. Yeah, let's. Yeah. I mean, I think they have terrible. I don't know. I liked Vanderbilt's jerseys last weekend with how they. And I think there was like a nice little combo. But yeah, I think Missouri and Vanderbilt would be a nice little friendly rivalry that weekend that everybody can get a hold to.
All right, so we got Oklahoma and LSU. It's a 6-point line. LSU.
All right, I'm going to go with Oklahoma because they're hot.
Oh, okay. All right, Caroline, he's going to take the Sooners and get 6.
I think I am too.
Oh, wow, both of you.
We've been agreeing on a lot today.
Interesting, you guys are.
Yeah, so because like LSU's jerseys were too weird for me last weekend. I can't do that.
Caroline?
No.
You should Google LSU's yellow jerseys and take a look at that. LSU has such clean, traditional uniforms, and they break out.
Yeah, it just needs to be purple or white. That's it.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
No other option. It's purple or white. Even Notre Dame's was kind of weird.
Yeah, Tyler's right. If LSU will wear the right uniform and Oklahoma will come in with the red on the white, this is the crimson on the white.
Man.
This is an elite uniform game on Saturday night in Baton Rouge.
Really good.
I'll tell you what, last week, Oklahoma, Alabama, was an elite uniform game. I mean, it was, and all the pageantry and stuff. It was spectacular. You know, it was kind of like Arkansas, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great uniform game, and the stadium was full and stuff. Man, that's that deal where it's like Taylor McGregor and I were talking about this today. It's where the league is just, it's incredible. It's why Sankey's going to have to fight for the league, because the league, like, you go at night to most of these places, it's just so hard to go win. I mean, and everybody has tradition, and now everybody's bought in, and it's tough. Oh,
yeah,
Tyler
I mean,
says, Tyler says the gold is elite.
I don't like it.
SEC's going to. Yeah, I just think the SEC just going to beat up on each other, and until you can find a route to let these two teams, because there's some teams that have 2 and 3 losses that can easily win the national championship in a playoff.
All right, last game on our slate for the week. It's the Battle of Texas. First time these two teams have played each other in basically a decade. It's the 3rd-ranked Longhorns, Caroline. They head to College Station to play the 20th-ranked Aggies. This game's at 6:30 on ABC, and Texas, Caroline, is a 5.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Texas. I also do not like A&M.
You are consistent in your dislike of the Colts, and I appreciate that.
A&M and Auburn, it takes a lot for me to pick them.
I understand. I get it completely on both counts. All right, Greg, she's going to take the Horns, and she's going to lay the 5.5.
Yeah, I got to go for the chaos, so I'll take A&M for the chaos.
Okay.
Because that's the ultimate chaos.
All right, so you're both taking Ole Miss, laying the points. Caroline's going to lay the points with Georgia. Greg's going to take Georgia Tech. You're both taking Vanderbilt in the 11. Caroline is taking Clemson, laying the 3. Greg's taking the Gamecocks. Caroline's taking Louisville, laying the 3. Greg is taking Kentucky. You're both taking Alabama in the Iron Bowl. You're both taking Missouri over Arkansas. You're both taking Florida in the Sunshine State game. You're both taking Oklahoma and the 6 at LSU. And Caroline's laying 5.5 in College Station. Greg's taking the points with the Aggies. All right, so let's talk some Thanksgiving real quick before we go. Thanksgiving coming up in 2 days. What are you I could put y'all under pressure. I could put both of you under pressure and say, what are you thankful for? What are you most thankful for this year? It's your senior year of college?
Yeah. I do think, like, now that I'm, like, looking for jobs and all that, stuff that can make you stressed, I am very thankful for my friends. I'm thankful that I get to live in a sorority house for another year, because I will never get to do that again.
Mm-mm.
And it is fun just getting to, like I barely have, I have work, and I have, like, 2 hours of class a day. And then I get to do whatever I want. So I am thankful for that, because I'll be working an 8 to 5 this time next year. Most likely.
It's true.
I hope.
Greg, what are you thankful for this Thanksgiving?
Well, I'm thankful that I'm not living in a hotel right now, so I'm back in the house. So that's kind of cool to be coming home to that. But no, I think kind of the most thing. It's a real weird world we live in right now. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, but I'm kind of thankful for, like, the core people that I've kind of associated myself with. I mean, I feel like I've got some really good people that I associate myself with. So I guess I'm just kind of thankful for my people that I've kind of my core people. Like, we've been doing this for 4 years, and we do this every Wednesday, and it's just kind of I'm thankful for this, because it's just it brings me to something that I look forward to. And just like I mentioned last week, of seeing all the episodes that we got to see last time, and we can see her eating the hamburger, and just everything in general. So it's kind of cool just to have a really good core of people that you're involved with, and you're thankful for that.
Yeah, I've told you this before. I said it last year at the end of the series, and I almost got emotional doing it. So I won't get emotional this time. But I will forever be thankful to you for it was pandemic, and we found out there was going to be a season, but there wasn't going to be any access at all because the COVID stuff. And I was like, hey, I've got this idea, and you didn't even think about it. You just went, let's do it. And
Yeah, no, and like I've been a big fan from you day one. So like anything that you say, I'm like, all right, that sounds good. Let's roll. I just because I would hate to know what my idea would have been.
Well, and this was one of those throw it out there and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with it. And this is year 5 of this show. This is episode 14 of season 5 of this show, and it has been it's been two things. One, it has been a show that I will get an email typically from a female viewer almost every week how much they love just the change of pace, because we put this show right after MPW Digital Extra, actually right after McCready and Siski Now, which is it's a fun show, but that's a pretty hardcore football show. And we put it right in front of Pete's Pigskin Preview, which with Pete DeWeese, which is a pretty hardcore football show. I mean, it's like literally film, and we're talking about X's and O's and stuff. And so this show's kind of a fun, light show in between those two shows. And for me, I mean, it's just been a gift. I mean, to watch first Campbell and now Caroline on the show over the course of the last 5 years, and middle of the week, which sometimes about my week is sort of Saturday on. And so Saturday's a full day, Sunday's a full day, Monday's a full day, Tuesday's full. And by the time I get to kind of Wednesday afternoon, it's this really cool break that I get to have to hang out with you, Greg, and with Caroline. And I always kind of catch myself looking forward to 1:30 on Wednesday, because it's just going to be it's going to be a break. It's going to be relaxing. I get to talk to my daughter. I get to hang out with you. And so I'm incredibly thankful for that over the last 5 years.
Yeah, because it's a stressful job that you have to do. Writing about you have to have an article about everything, about who tied their shoe wrong, or who didn't block the right person. It's just there's so many things that that you have to write about. But yeah, there's I think that's just what everybody's got to come down to. Whenever you get around your table with your family and you look around and you're just like, what? Like, I'm very thankful that we all got together, because my sister, I'm in charge of turkey and ham, and so I'm in charge of that, and it's just cool to just be around my family and seeing that, and just because that's what it's all about, is just being thankful for the core people that you surround yourself with, and you gotta keep one foot in front of the other and keep going, because it's a tough world we live in right now, but it's getting better, and
Yep.
just gotta stay positive.
Yeah,
Just gotta stay positive. You can't like I know that Ole Miss lost last weekend and it was a tough pill, and you're like, but you got to stay even. You can't get high, you can't get low. You got to stay even. You got to, because life's a roller coaster. You just got to keep up with the highs and keep up with the lows.
Yeah, it's like my big green egg, the spring on the back. I can't open it right now, so I can't do the ham on the big green eggs. We're gonna have to do the ham in the oven and then take it to my parents. And it is what it is. You just got to roll with it and be resilient and be thankful that you have a ham to even put in the oven. So, and an oven to put
For
the
sure.
ham in.
So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when life gives you lemons, you got to go find the sugar to make the lemonade.
There you go. All right. Last thing, Caroline, what dish are you looking forward to the most on Thanksgiving dinner? What's the one thing? What's your one splurge thing that you're gonna? Hey, I'm loading the plate full of this.
Ever since living in the Kyo house this year, I don't really eat a lot of vegetables. So this is crazy, but I'm really excited for the green bean bundles.
Oh.
And the sweet potato casserole.
Okay, Greg, what's your one thing?
I mean, I'm a deviled egg guy. I kind of like I like deviled eggs.
I don't like those anymore.
Laura,
I don't know what happened.
Laura loves them and makes them, and I don't like them at all.
And I used to love them, but now I can't eat them.
Obviously, I'm a ham guy. I prefer ham.
How will you do your ham? Are you smoking your ham?
So I'm getting a pineapple bourbon kind of glaze, and I'm just kind of mopping it on the ham and smoking it for as low as possible for about an hour, and I'm just kind of mopping that pineapple bourbon glaze on it. So I've got a regular ham, and then I've got that bourbon pineapple glaze ham that we're going to do. So we've got a small village at my family. I've got four older sisters. They all have 17 kids each. So I mean, I think we've got at least 65 people going to be at the cabin this Thursday. So no, I'm going to spatchcock a turkey. I'm going to I think that's the best way.
I do
It's
too.
so easy. And then I ordered some turkey legs, so I'm gonna do some turkey legs also. So yeah, just with the leftover turkey legs, I was thinking about doing a turkey pot pie. I like doing turkey pot pie where it's like kind of like a soup. It's really good.
All right. Well, listen. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Greg. Obviously, to you, Caroline. I get to spend Thanksgiving with you again, which is great. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the stream. Tyler says he's looking forward to the dressing.
I forgot about dressing.
I love dressing. It's my
Yeah, so I did a boneless turkey. I had a boneless turkey, and I stuffed it with cornbread muffins.
Oh.
And we're gonna, so I don't know how that's gonna work out, but I think it should work out. I mean, right? It's just a boneless turkey with cornbread muffins, and I think I'm gonna make a either a crawfish gravy or a oyster sauce.
Oh. Crawfish gravy sounds good.
It does sound good.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna end up throwing the oysters in the crawfish gravy.
Tyler says he's thankful for the Swayze sausage at LB's Meat Market. So see, there you go.
Hey, you can't go wrong with beer, bacon, cheese, and jalapeno. So I mean,
No.
I think those are probably like the four things I would be thankful for if somebody asked me, if LB's asked what they're thankful for. I'm pretty sure it'll say beer, bacon, cheese, and jalapeno.
All right, last thing, Greg. What's the how people get in touch with this weekend? What are the hours? That kind of thing.
So we're going to be closed Thursday and Friday. I just assume people are going to be eating leftovers on Friday. But Saturday, I'm going to be open 10 to 6. I've got plenty of lane trains, a little 5 to 6 ounce. We're going to do a Thanksgiving special. So the lane trains will be $10 all weekend long. I've got plenty of boneless ribeyes. Just trying to, just get through this next Thursday and Friday because you really don't make any money when the doors close. So going to take a couple of days off and enjoy ourselves and be with family. And then I know my mom will be anxious to get here Saturday morning and start doing jalapeno poppers. She's probably going to ask me why we're not open on Black Friday. So,
well, happy Thanksgiving again. Have a great one.
Yeah, I can't wait for it.
Tell your mom I said hello and happy Thanksgiving to her. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the stream. We'll have content throughout the rest of the week here at MPW Digital. So for Caroline McCready, for Greg Jones, I'm Neal McCready. Until next time, take care.